Hi, Mark Donovan here from Falcon Imagery, and today I want to talk to you about MOAs, military operating areas. So MOAs are areas where military aircraft train in tactical maneuvers, and they're identified on sectional charts by these hashed magenta areas, as we're seeing here, and they're given a name, in this case Yankee 1 and Yankee 2 MOAs. And we can find information about them on the sectional chart, on the legend on the bottom side of the sectional chart, that tells us what is the controlling frequency that we can reach out to determine if the area is active or not. Now, in MOAs, ATC works to coordinate IFR traffic through the MOA, especially if it's active, so that there's separation from any military aircraft training. Now, VFR traffic can also fly into the MOA area as well. However, it's a wise idea, especially if you're not on flight following or don't have a VFR flight plan, is to reach out to the controlling ATC area to confirm whether or not the area is active or not, or what they call hot. If it's hot, then you would probably want to avoid flying in this MOA such that you don't run the risk of potentially impacting yourself with a military aircraft. It's also important to appreciate the fact that military aircraft may or may not see you while you're flying in that airspace. So it's important, again, to make sure you know the area is active or not, and if it is active, to stay out of that airspace to avoid finding yourself as a statistic. Now, how else can we find out what frequency or where we can find a frequency to reach into and talk to somebody whether or not this MOA is active is simply just putting our finger over the MOA, and you'll see here it brings up the Yankee 2 MOA and the Yankee 1 MOA. We can click on the details here, and we see the area that's represented by the MOA in green, and we can see it goes from 100 feet AGL to 8,999 feet MSL. And for confirming if it's active or hot, we can reach out to Boston Center at 135.7. So let's say we're approaching this MOA, we would just call up 135.7, talk to Boston Center with the request, and they say, go ahead, what is it? Yeah, we just want to know if this area is active before we proceed further into it. And they'll come back and tell you if it's active or not. If it's not, you can feel comfortable flying through that space and not have to worry about having any type of collision with a military aircraft. If we go back, we can also look at the Yankee 1 and look at the details there. It overlays the Yankee 2, and it goes from 9,000 feet up to 18,000 feet MSL. And again, it's 135.7 for Boston Center to find out if it's active. And that's pretty much that easy to determine if the MOA is active or not. So hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you get notified of my next video.